Good evening, live from Pokemon Randomizer headquarters. Welcome to another Pokemon Crystal Randomizer Cinco Bingo Winners Bracket Tournament match.
Today we have our last winners quarters match, leading up to locking in the last of our top 8 winners side between Paradoxical Remedy and Fire1520.
Yep. And it looks like we're getting the countdown momentarily, so while we're waiting for our runners to start, let's just take a quick look at this card. Tech and I were going over this before the match, but there's a lot of yeah, there's a lot of doable goals, but not a lot of doable bingos right off the bat. Every bingo is interrupted by either a random TM or a Pokemon goal.
And 30 owned in the center means we're most likely going to be seeing that.
Yep. Yeah, Fire setting Saturday so that he can do the bug contest. And Paradox as well.
Ooh. I noticed Paradox set it to nighttime despite the fact that 3 level 30 is on the card.
He might be planning to do the 40 and 10 tower.
Yeah?
There's Pidgeot. So... Okay, so Fire's going for the Charmander. It's a good choice. It's a Fire-type Pokemon. Goes very well with Fire's name. Paradox chooses a Pidgeot, so that means he's giving his rival the Charmander. So...
I prefer Pidgeot here just due to speed and being able to run away from things. Unfortunately, even if it's like runnable, they can't run it. Because release the starter before level 11 is on the card.
Yep. So, we're going to see from both our runners a search for a runnable Pokemon that'll take them through the bulk of the game.
They'll be catching probably pretty much anything they come across due to that 30 Pokemon own.
Yeah, they're gonna be throwing balls at anything that moves.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Moltres in Route 29.
Is that on the card? Does not appear to be on the card.
Well, looks
but
like
I mean,
Paradox
it's absolutely
still has his alerts on.
Potentially runnable poke.
Yeah, Paradox is just taking a quick break to turn off his stream alerts. Meanwhile, the rest of us can admire the beauty of this fire chicken.
Yes. Glory to the Firebird.
Indeed. And Fire seeing a whole bunch of Nidoran mail. Not really a poke that you want to run?
I mean, I've done it before. I wouldn't suggest it, but...
Same as how I've run Lapras before and wouldn't suggest it. But that's just my experience.
Yeah. Well,
Fire finding the Articuno. Which is funny, Tech, you were just saying how in the other race, one of the runners is running an Articuno. Imagine that. Hidden Power Egg Bomb.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's Hidden Power Ice, that's not really a fantastic moveset.
Ooh, Piloswine.
Piloswine, that's potentially runnable. Although, Girl Piloswine is less so.
You
really want that attack when you're that slow.
It does Sky Attack. I mean, it's plenty powerful, but it suffers from low PP.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also
being open to it. attack.
Then
Fire's
for the
looking for
Lugia.
numbers here. It's interesting. It's not something I see often.
30 is loaded.
Yeah.
Lugia
What
with
is this?
slash.
Slash Lugia. Looks like Fire's trying to get an early head start on that 30M.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the Lugia has besides slash.
Hmm? Lugia is one of those things that you don't really want to run, but if you get a runnable one, you don't.
You don't pass it by.
Yeah.
It's a
This
powerful
one-
enough Pokemon in its own right. Water Gun Paladins. Ugh.
Yeah, there's some problems with the mixer. So you basically just have to go off of the streams themselves. It's either this or watch at the same time as you guys and be way behind.
Yeah, and also have to either deal with the sound of our own voices or have the audio muted
Yep.
so that we can't hear what's going on. So, Fire is doing better berry strats going into Rival 1.
Mm-hmm. like
Paradox, I did not see him fight Rival 1, but I
you
guess
just
it was no problem.
Destroyed it with Karate Chop Pigeon. Recover slash water gun pedal dance.
Yep. Well, look, we found Protect, Detect, Endure.
Yeah. It's not on the card. That Lugia is one of the better things that's been seen so far. It's not something I would love to run, but Kingler also
Stab Bubble Beam.
Kingler is something that can be run, and I mean, I guess it's not the starter. It's something to train, but
Plus, they
Kingler
can,
special is very bad.
if they need to, they can do breed strats for a crappy for trade a Pokemon. Eh?
Let's no. Actually, no.
Also, to address a comment in chat. Well, in the general case, it's good for a speedrunner to be ahead. If you're doing a frame perfect trick, you want to be neither ahead nor behind.
Yeah, I suppose you're not wrong.
Let's see if we can Garf stress from Fire.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, God. Deliberate.
I'm pretty sure that was deliberate.
Yeah. You know what? I respect it.
If you guys don't know, Paradox is a huge fan of the Ice Flying type Pokemon Delibird.
Spoilers, we're not getting Garf strats.
Yeah. A little unfortunate. But perhaps
Hey,
we
if
can
we're
get...
ahead, we can just like preface everything with spoilers, and we're like psychics who are messing with them. Spoilers, Fire's going to Route 46.
And before one of the runners does new Garf strats.
Let's not curse them like that. There's a Scizor. That's again something that's not fun to run, but ooh, if it has Shadow Ball, that's
Oh yeah.
it's already a good move.
That
on
is
it.
a good... And an accuracy
Oh,
reducing
and an
move.
accuracy reducing move.
So, yep, he's marked it.
Mm-hmm.
Really have the card on my other monitor. Here we go.
Shadow Pulse, it has the move it dies to. Kingler just learned triple kick. This is a very meanie ROM so far.
Dear diary.
Triple kick, one of the notoriously worst moves in the game.
Yep.
By all rights, it shouldn't be as bad as it is, but just try using it and you'll see.
Right. So you see Paradox going for this youngster first. We'll see if he remembers to fight the other youngster for a phone number.
Well, I mean, in our race earlier, I forgot that Max phone book was on the card, so maybe I've cursed him.
Perhaps. I've forgotten a couple of races myself.
Yeah. Oh, do you have anime on the screen?
God bless anime. Not that I'm a weeb or anything, but yeah, God bless anime.
I don't like anime, I swear. Looks like he's not
the Paradox completely forgot to fight the youngster, but that's fine. There's plenty of opportunities later on in the game to fight trainers with numbers.
Meanwhile, Fire is fighting it and finds Dratini, which is not actually relevant to Sky. But it's an easy thing to kill for Scizor.
Yep.
And looks like... Oh yeah, he's sticking with the Kingler. I was like, looks like he's not really looking for a main right now.
Yeah, I mean the Kingler is powerful enough to get through.
At least a fishing.
Dear diary.
Today, triple kick hit a thing 3 times.
Spoiler alert.
Checking the war. Oh right, for
the moves, yeah.
Accuracy and move goals.
So
It'd be interesting to see if either of our runners go to Sprout Tower here. 4 non-TM, non-damaging moves is on the card, and the easiest way to accomplish that is through getting the Flash HM from the top of Sprout Tower. And okay, well, this Scizor just got good. It got high jump kick.
That's even better than triple kick.
Mm-hmm.
It has a chance of missing and hurting the user, but
it's really strong.
It's much lower than the chance of triple kick hitting.
Paradox already releasing a starter. He's just wanted that Pidgeot out of here. Looks like he's not going for Sprout Tower first. He's just hoping that this Kingler will be strong enough to power through Faulkner's Gym without the additional
That's a Snubble, so I think he guessed correctly.
It's already a pretty good start. I am really surprised he outspent that Snubble, even though it's a Snubble.
It's T-Punch Snubble.
Yeah, okay. It's Barry really saving him there. He really wants to hit. Oh, he didn't even need the 3 hits.
Giving the other berry just in case.
Mm-hmm. Not saving. Interesting.
And Fire opting not to release his Pokemon just yet. I see a lot of runners release their Pokemon as soon as they get to Violet when that's on the card.
Oh, see, there's Dizzy Punching. Okay, I'm going to look this up right now because I could swear that Dizzy Punch has a higher than 10% chance of confusing.
I could probably look it up in the source.
It's 20%. That's what I thought. What a terribly annoying move.
Yeah, it's 20% in this ROM too. I wonder what would happen if we tried to link a copy of Speed Choice with Vanilla.
You can do it. You can do Speed Choice Vanilla just fine. Keys did a run where the only thing he changed was changing the starter to Jinx and everything else was vanilla. Also,
No, I
yeah.
mean, like with a link cable.
Oh, literally linked.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you would need a flash card, and it should work just fine.
Well, the main worry. Ooh, that stab Ember Cyndaquil. Also, what kind of rando?
And here we have why Scizor is not usually considered here. Yeah, like I said, there's nothing we can do about the commentary being ahead.
Yeah,
Unless you want, like, significantly behind commentary.
Unfortunately, we are having tech issues. Tech.
I knew that was gonna happen. I mean, I've made fun of Garf with Garf strats enough that I should probably just get used to it.
You think?
Also, that is a Razor Leaf Ampharos. That's not good for Paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used that. Did he save? Looks like he did not.
I'm pretty sure I saw him save, like, after the guy with 2 sevens, but I guess it's just...
He did, yeah, you're right. Looks like he's going to Sprout Tower to get some additional levels.
Which gives Fire
The
chance to pull
progression
ahead.
advantage.
Let's see what this TM is. Nightshade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire opting to do his shopping now. I think it's a little more efficient to do it after you've picked up the egg.
He has bought a lot of escape room. Well, I mean, I guess you need one for Kingdra, for Lugia's room, one for Sprout Tower, one for Burnt Tower.
Or you could just catch a Pokemon with Dig.
Yeah, you only need 4 escape ropes. Although, okay, let's see with TM46.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of TMs that he's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I realized. Burnt Tower again. Yeah, I guess you could need 7. At this point, he's much better off just going to fishing than trying to not, or trying to do something else other than the Kingler. The Kingler will beat Falconer eventually.
Yeah, given enough resets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll just need the levels, honestly. This does mean that Fire could potentially gain a decent amount of time if 4 non-TM damaging moves turns out to be relevant. Also, nice Poison Cure Berry on the thing that can't be poisoned.
Seriously.
That's kind of amusing.
Ah! We've been blessed! And so will you, chat.
Ooh, and that's... Oh wait, he's the one... He doesn't need Kinesis information.
Yeah, but perhaps Paradox will see that.
Well, assuming he doesn't forget.
Fire! Go back! You forgot to get her number!
Now he's remembered. Honestly, I might have kept that poison powder if nothing else would have worked for Burn Paralyzed Poison Sudowoodo.
Haven't you go back to get the last's number? Not last, but
yeah, get a number.
Get the girl's number. Having to go back actually messed with his step counter for the repel, so it wore off a little bit early, but you know that's fine. So, Paradox, unlike Fire, has to deal with getting poisoned.
Well, it's a shame he didn't equip that Poison Cure Berry. That's
That is D punch for alligator.
Ooh, that's not lovely. We are. There's
Yeah,
nothing
there's.
but tech issues.
Yeah.
I hate
We've already made the joke.
Yeah.
Normally
There
we...
are technological issues.
Yeah, clearly the issues have nothing to do with technetium.
They also have nothing to do with me, the person whose name is pronounced nothing like that.
Come on.
I'm just messing with you.
It's like saying that Swerve's name is...
This is why everyone calls me Tech.
Yep.
Ooh, that counts. Oh, it does not look like fishing plays are going to work out great for Paradox.
But Miltech information on Elder Lee.
Yeah, that's really nice.
That opens up really great.
Relevant. I am not a fan of looking for more than one fishing encounter in an area. They're only 15%, and it's a 70% chance to get.
Yeah.
Skipping items. Okay.
I mean, there's no item goals per se.
It's just I never skip that specific item just because it's like extremely easy to get to. Ooh, hitting that. Okay, that's where not picking up the item messed him up. From that muscle memory, you can just pass by that by doing that same movement if you pick up the item. But if you don't pick up the item, you have to wait for him to pass. That's probably he's used to picking up the item, skipped it here, and that cycle is actually different.
But I mean, it gets him to level 14, and
yeah,
he does get to beat up Medic.
Yeah.
I mean, really, isn't that what everyone wants?
Basically, just like what life isn't that just what life is? You hit a spinner and then beat up Medic.
Precisely. Or you hit a standard and then fly skip the rest of the ROM.
That's called being Medic.
Nah, that's actually new Garf strats.
I thought Nugarf Strats was for getting Burn, Paralyze, Poison, and Suuda. How many layers of Garf Strats are there?
Apparently 3.
Infinite Garf works.
Anyway, round 2 for Paradox going up against Faulkner.
Should go much better this time. Well, not if you get to one-hit triple kicks.
Yeah, 2 kick is fine. 2 hit triple kick is fine.
Even though it's still
triple hit.
Two critical dip. Nope.
Easy there.
Yeah.
Oh look! It's our friend! Deep punch for alligator.
Yeah. Oh well, this time it just T-shocked him.
But we know what it has.
Paradox will not be happy with this DM.
Indeed he won't.
I mean, Pikachu's arms are really stubby, though. I don't think that would help.
I don't think that would work out.
There's
Paradox.
There he is. There's Paradox.
The man himself. It's at the time.
The man of the hour.
Female Paradox.
Is this thing gonna have Stab Ember to... Ooh. Well, there's that high jump miss we were talking about.
Yep. By the way, better not forget. In fact, I'll take a note of it now, so that I can remember to ask at the end. Note
Ooh, there's a Lapras. Hello.
Fire. Poison Cure Berry on Seastore.
I mean, it's probably just muscle memory.
It might be. I would have expected a bitter berry, rather.
Whoa, that barely lived.
I mean, does it count if the Lapras defeats itself?
Yes. It does count. I had to remember what the actual answer for that is. And it looks like Paradox is just skipping out on that. He has it marked on his card, but... Or he hasn't started on his card, but it looks like he is just either forgotten or is skipping out on maximum milk for now.
Yeah, he might be, I think it's more likely that he's just forgotten. And he'll be reminded of it when Fire goes to market. I mean, that's usually what happens with me.
Yeah.
Of course, for me it happens when I get to Goldenrod and I'm like, oh yeah, that's on the card, I should probably fight these guys.
Oh, there's a...
That's something that Fire skipped, the leftovers.
Yep. He skipped it because his repel ran out. Meanwhile, Paradox just isn't using repels. Which is one thing he tends not to do. Ooh, and there's, speaking of repels, there's a Hoot Hoot for Noctowl Furo.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There it is. Alright, so that brings us closer to opening up Call 5.
Mm-hmm. Still need Venonat Paris, still need Mewtwo Celebi for TLPR, and still need Omanite Kabuto Aerodactyl for row 5, but it is, at the very least, another Poke towards 30 Island.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
I blinked and missed it.
So both of the items that that Fire skipped were leftovers, because he also skipped the one above the center. It looks like Paradox is not going for fish strats. He's just committed to
blame him. I mean, this Kingler, now that it's got some levers, is fairly good.
It's, yeah, it'll work with Headbutt eventually, but it really wants to get there. Yeah, there have been some
another
good
Slowpoke
items.
now.
Yep.
So this is the movement that we were talking about.
Exactly.
before.
That's the correct pass when you don't need or when you pick up the item.
These TMs
Guys-
so far aren't very good.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would have taught Steel Wing over Triple Kick because it has pretty similar coverage and is, while still being inaccurate, less inaccurate. Significantly stronger, but...
Eh. Okay, here we go.
He's realized. Because he is hiding Anthony here.
Yeah, he might just have a different route forward. Max
I mean,
$5.
possibly, but I can't think of any reason for a route that skips both youngster Joey and the 232. It's almost certain that he's just forgotten.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's a whole lot to keep track of in these games. It's...
By the way, I just wanted to comment. We saw earlier from Paradox's side that Mantine has Zapkin. And I find it funny that both Mantine and Caesar have the moves that hit the hardest.
You're right.
Just
Yeah,
burn them to a crisp.
that is pretty ironic.
Right, so Fire's coming up on Rival 2, which is
Yeah.
going to give him privileged information that Paradox isn't going to get.
Speaking of which, Paradox got Clefairy information from Hiker Anthony, who Fire did not fight.
Yep. Meanwhile,
Well, he has missed 3 high jump kicks already.
4.
4!
Dear diary!
We were talking about how high jump kick is so much better than triple kick. And yet...
RNG in Gen 2 can be a bit of a troll.
Yeah. I mean, I could bring up the being hit by Zap Cannon 15 times in a row story, but that's pretty self-explanatory.
I would imagine so.
It looks like... Oh, rolling kick. That is much better than triple kick.
Yeah, it hits fairly hard, and
I mean,
it has a
it's
flinch
mostly
chance.
Yeah, it has a flinch chance, which isn't super relevant given that, you know, it's a Kingwire. But it also is just, like, equally accurate and more powerful than triple kick, even if triple kick hits every attack.
And
There's more Delibird! Ah, here we are.
Yeah, so this is the same Delibird that Fire saw already.
Yep.
Same exact DVs and everything.
It's just some issues with the restream. Is why we're ahead. It's either this or be behind.
Yeah.
Also, we're sidekicks.
When we say behind, we mean like 10 to 15 seconds behind.
Yeah. There's no good answer. And I guess we could just not commentate. That would solve the problem.
But if we weren't commentating, what would we talk about?
I mostly just wouldn't talk. Just like in general. That's kind of my default state of being.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, our time travel machines are a little out of whack. Also, that Quagsire just put Fire on a timer.
Yep, Fire was like, nope, not bothering. He's also not bothering with these items.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he's
goes for headbutt.
picking up the ones that are directly in the way, and headbutt.
Does he pick up this hidden item? Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's another one that's directly in the way, and there's an X attack, which could actually be quite helpful for potentially Glacier Badge.
Glacier Badge, or just any fight that ends up giving him trouble.
At this point, the Scizor is pretty well rounded. And, okay, here's one thing. I know that Paradox always goes for the right twin. In right trainer in Bugsy's gym.
Yeah, most players...
Okay, that's kind of funny. For those who didn't see it, the fishing poke in Union Cave was a Larvitar.
What kind of random?
The very weird one.
I mean, normally these Pokemon don't even want to be anywhere near water.
Yeah. It's just an extension of the whole, you know, Mantine with Zap Cannon, Scizor with Sacred Fire, and ground types who live in the water.
Yeah. Nothing weird about that.
Next time we fish, we get T-Tar.
If there is
a T-Tar with Dynamic Punch.
Oh, God. Yeah, Fire's going to be skipping these trainers for now. Well, he's going for this one.
Oh, okay. This is a really risky fight.
It really
risky fight to get into.
I mean, especially
like if this thing has stab fire moves, he's screwed. He's at very low HP, has not checkpoint in the center. Luckily he one-shots it.
Yeah.
That was a very dangerous fight to get into.
Yeah, but he skipped the girl who has 3 Pokemon, which
Yeah.
I think is a smart move.
Yep, especially, and I expected it given that he skipped Hiker Anthony earlier.
He's not checkpointing yet, though.
No?
I tend to like to checkpoint the Goldenrod Center just because
There's a
if
chance
Kenya
that
has
Kenya might
teleported,
teleport.
yeah, if Kenya has teleported, it makes movement to this part of the game a little bit easier.
I just checkpoint if, like, somehow I wipe. Not teaching Headbutt to the Scizor yet. Well, 20 TMs is on the card, so...
I mean, given that he has a Caesar, which just burns up to a crisp when introduced to an Ember, he probably
having some difficulties with the movement, but he gets through without hitting any encounters. Checking if... Ooh! That Pupitar had...
Kenya's a Noctowl!
Oh, okay. That's pretty amusing. Unfortunately for Paradox, that kind of means the Hoot Hoot info is not.
Yeah.
Also, he's being stalled out by a Cloyster, which is never fun.
Who's calling him?
No, we'll have Fire saving here, as Windbug Catching Contest is on the card, and he really does not want to have to clock reset.
Yeah.
It honestly wouldn't be too bad for Paradox to not do it, because he almost always has to clock reset, or will likely have to clock reset for 3 level 30s anyways. That will 100% win. No, actually at 9 it might not. It's a Blissey, it will. Now, does he know that? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull up the calculator, because I want to see what level 9 Blissey.
That's a good idea. I should probably
Yeah,
bookmark that.
Same. I've just re-downloaded it 3 times because I have no idea where it is.
There's Medic at level 11.
11, level 9. Let's see. Yeah, that has level 9 Blissey has a 73% chance to succeed.
And unfortunately, we were both clicked away, but I assume the Blissey had something awful like Roar or Teleport.
Oh. Well, did we? I thought he caught it.
Ooh. There's a better Dragonite.
17 Dragonite has a 100% chance to get first.
And he passes up on it.
Yeah, so it's likely he's already caught the Blissey then. Because I would see no reason for him to pass it up otherwise.
It's probably just catching things for,
there's Clefable Wigglytuff for Paradox, meaning the Clefairy info wasn't useful.
And another accuracy. Oh, yeah, he caught the Dragonite. He didn't catch the Blissey.
Let's see, Slowbro. It was 16, right? Yeah, that has 100%.
The Blissey was.
No, the Slowbro.
Oh, the Slowbro, yeah.
Yeah, that has a 100% chance to win.
What about the Dragonite at level 11?
Don't keep the Dragonite at level 11 had next to no chance to win. Let me check.
He's making a mistake.
Dragonite at level 11 had a 23. Oh, it had a 23% chance to get first, but that's not wonderful. Yeah. I understand checking slots at the contest. I personally never do it, but I understand the reasoning behind it. They're essentially not accessible slots after you leave the contest unless you want to clock reset.
I'm trying to find the link to the tool.
It's in the resources.
Is it pinned?
Discord. It's in the Discord.
Yeah, is it pinned?
Yeah, I don't know. Are any of them pinned?
They are not. Rip.
Yeah, it is. It's the very first pin.
It's the very first pin?
In resources.
I see fact commentary guide. In resources. Oh,
Like, sorry, the very first chronologically, not the very first.
okay. I
Sorry.
was looking
Yeah. Wrong first.
yeah, I was looking for a web tool.
Yeah. Paradox did Sprout Tower. He also hasn't been repelling.
Oh, that's a catch rate calculator. What?
Well, no, look at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, I see calculator.jar.
Yeah.
I download it and it brings up a.
Yeah, no, look at the bottom.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't very obvious.
Yeah.
Wow, Mounty. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to the match at hand.
Anyways, this probably means literally nothing to the people watching this.
Yeah, we're just.
Reference, there's a jar file that calculates the catch rate and the percentage chance of getting first, second, or third in the contest of any poke level, HP value, whatever
Yeah.
that you have.
Anyway,
I'm a little surprised at Paradox just immediately evolving the Wigglytuff, or the Jigglypuff. He could have used that to potentially mislead Fire at some point. Just marking it like right before Shiny Poke or something. Yeah, it's a very nice tool. I
really
always
is.
forget to use it.
I always forget I have it.
Yeah. I used it in the race with Fire, or the race with Paradox earlier today for like the first time. And it led to me probably resetting Lesson Contest because we had to get Everstone Goldberry.
Aha.
Or something that actually had a very low chance to get second or third that I didn't realize would. Until I kept it down. I was like, oh, I'm really glad I didn't go with that.
Yeah. So, like, for example, the level 11 Dragonite has a 41.44% chance of getting Everstone.
Mm-hmm. For a combined, like, 65% chance to get the entire... or to get second or third.
Right. Anyway, Paradox is now going for his turn in the contest.
Mm-hmm.
He will not be disappointed at all.
Mm-hmm. There's plenty of stuff to win here. Dragonite, Slowbro, Blissey.
Ah, that Blissey. Or a Charmander.
Charmander will definitely not win. Let me see, level 17 Charmander.
11% chance.
11% chance to get first. Nice. However, that level 15 Slowbro
It's
has
almost
a
guaranteed to win.
97.5% chance, and
Yeah.
I believe, according to someone in chat, it has a accuracy reducing move. So it'll be interesting to see if he checks that.
What level was that at?
It was 15.
That Fire saw it at?
Oh, Fire saw it at 16.
Okay, so good chance that it still has it.
Yeah. I did not catch Fire doing the haircut at all.
Yeah, he went down there. I don't think he checked the hidden items though. Well, there's TM20.
There's
Just
another
missed
one.
on Fire side. Wrong TM, but
There are 3 potential random TMs that can be on the card. TM20, TM46, and TM34.
yep. And when
Yeah,
one of
we-
them is on the card,
you
None
will
of the others are.
guaranteed find the others. Because, oh, yep, it still has smokescreen.
Yep. Alright, so in terms of goals, once
After he
Paradox
does
gets the
haircut,
haircut,
he
he'll
will
be ahead.
just, yeah, he'll have everything over Fire, although Fire does have a pretty noticeable progress lead with not having to do Sprout Tower and just having a general easier time through the ROM.
Yeah, finding a main relatively quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Although, they both found their main, like...
Pretty quickly, yeah.
Yeah, like...
Wait, okay, Fire did the exact same really weird movement, which...
It's possible that he's
Maybe
having
the
controller
intention?
issues.
Or, because, I mean, that would also make sense, but it looked... Because, I mean, it was exactly the same movement. It was really weird.
Make a note of that.
But he'll be heading on to the Pseudo-Udo.
Alright, he's going to be looking for something that can status it.
Mm-hmm.
Rhyhorn might be able to. His Flame Wheel.
Is that the best he has?
And before it's a Ponyta.
Yeah, this could be a problem for him, actually.
It's a Venusaur.
The
Okay.
Venusaur. That's a problem for Paradox. Oh, and
Belly
for...
drop.
Oh, it lived! It lived, but he didn't expect it to, so he reset. Oh.
Yes. So he's going for Sacred Fire strats
Oh,
against
yeah,
the
I didn't-
Venusaur.
I forgot that his main had Sacred Fire. He's probably seeing if something had, like, Thunder Wave or something easier like that. Well, now he knows it lives the Sacred Fire. And unfortunately not getting the moon now. He could have gotten it the first time, the world may never know.
Perhaps. But yeah, Venusaur is surprisingly tanky.
Oh yeah, it's very bulky. It's actually quite a good thing to run, I enjoy it a lot.
You see Paradox getting that haircut of his.
There's
There's the
the
burn.
burn. Like this exact synchronization there. I mean, Belly Drum Venusaur is pretty freaking good.
Yeah, I'd say. I didn't quite catch what else it had.
Mega Kick. Mega Kick is all else I saw.
I think there was a nice type damaging move.
Oh yeah, Ice Punch.
There we go. So,
Fire beelining to the shop here.
yeah, I think the next thing he's going to be doing is... Yeah. Paradox just did a check in his phone numbers. He's way behind. We
Yeah.
kind of knew that. But yeah, the next thing that Pharaoh's going to be doing here is going after the Kimono Girls. You need to beat all 5 of these, and then talk to an old man who gives you surf.
Mm-hmm. That was the third Charmeleon we've seen today. Things are everywhere.
You know, I had an opportunity to pick up a Charmeleon in Pokemon Go earlier today, but it's just so far off the beaten path. Oh, and if we
The
didn't
first
have enough of the
Paradox
Charmander line,
Well, okay, yeah. I think we saw Charizard earlier. I did notice that Paradox is not saving very much, though. Like, he didn't do it through something that confused me. He didn't do it before Whitney here, which turned out to be perfectly fine, but
I
he
think
does
he's
know
just-
that he's behind. It's possible that he's just trying to make up time.
Yeah, he absolutely knows that he's behind based on when things
But,
evolve.
yeah. I wonder what he has. I want to say that Kenya had Spark. So it looks like he'll probably have to go for that for Sudowoodo.
I don't even remember.
I'm pretty sure I saw Spark. Either that or the Hoot Hoot had Spark.
Huh.
Oh, right, because he caught the Slowbro.
He
Scared the heck out of me for a sec.
Figure out. Like, what?
What's up?
I need to clean up some space somewhere.
Okay. Ooh, Paradox hitting the middle spinner. Just not waiting before going on and not doing the right left. There's a movement you can do to basically manipulate the spawning of that spinner so that you can just go right through, but I usually see Paradox can wait there, which is slower, but if you don't want to do the right left, then it's perfectly fine. Looks like he'll be fighting this national park trainer for his phone number.
Yep.
I was wondering why he was going up here, but it makes sense. I am a little confused as to why he's rolling kicking this Macargo. Bullbeam would have been guaranteed one hit KO for sure.
Yeah. He might just be trying to save power points.
Well, I mean, in that case, I would expect him to save power points on rolling kick because he's going to get surf soon. To replace Bullbeam.
I mean, it's Paradox. Are you really going to try and figure him out? I mean, this is the guy who invented the strat of going to Tojo.
That's right, he did.
Did he seriously forget to pick up this guy's phone number?
Yeah, he did. He noticed it when checking his phone number, which I'm glad he checked the phone book.
Checking his TMs. Seeing if there was something that he could teach to help him out here.
Yeah, and once he sees that it's a Venusaur, he's going to have to look through his Pokemon. Sure, he's not happy about that. Nothing there. So it was the Hoot who had it. Oh, and the Spark as well.
So that was Larvitar, Wartortle, and Elekid.
I do not have audio, so... Speaking of Wartortle, he just has
the Beefeater has Sting! That pretty much renders all of his escape routes useless.
Yep. 2-hit Barrage? Okay. Spark Paralyze? Oh. Oh. What are you doing? You can't poison it. A Barrage was apparently its last move. He is skipping out on Burn, Paralyze, Poison, Sudowoodo. Okay.
He's doing...
He actually has...
He's doing Garf Strats Mark II.
Yeah, he's the one who has Miltank Tauros info. Which... Yeah, wow, that's really surprising to me. Oh, there's Electrodes here. Well, that's convenient.
Yep. It's on the card, right? Yep. So that's one Electrode down.
He might come back here after getting Fly to kill it there instead of looking for it in.
Well, he might go to the hideout
yeah,
anyway, just to check spots.
And trap folks and stuff.
Yeah.
The hideout being a location where if something is there, it won't show up on the Pokedex.
Yeah, so there's 6 slots that you can get there, and also a TM. Wiggly Woo!
We saw one earlier.
I missed it.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, because it was on the national park trainer,
Aha.
and it got sludged into oblivion.
Yeah.
Also, I believe that Fire saw Mewtwo on one of the trainers. I think it was the 16
He
trainer.
sure did. So.
Which opens up TLBR.
And Road 2.
Well, we don't necessarily have not TM damaging moves yet.
Road 2.
Row
I mean,
2.
we don't
have
necessarily
info.
have a tradable Pokemon,
Yeah.
but
We don't have trade info either.
we do have a Dratini info.
Yeah, Machine Dragonair is like level 30 in this. Which is better than normal.
And the trade Pokemon is at the same level as the Pokemon you give up.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, that would be a way to get through level
That
30.
would be, yeah.
I was like, where are you going?
Trade strats!
That would work.
It
I
would
didn't
work,
even
yes,
think
it's
about
just incredibly slow.
Yeah. You really don't want to trade something that isn't your main up to that level. But if it turns out to be the shiny, then, well, they couldn't trade it then because,
Yeah, because shiny Poke's on the card.
Pokemon.
And there's the other Mewtwo.
Yeah, well, oh god, that's Morty's ace, too.
That is minimal Mewtwo.
Oh no. Luckily for Fire, it doesn't appear to have a fire move, otherwise there could have been some problems there.
Yeah, I think the only fire moves that we've seen so far are moves in wild Pokemon, and also that Cynical
Ember
with
Turret.
Stab Ember.
Yeah, Cyndaquil.
And of course, Sacred Fire Scizor.
Yeah. I did not see what that TM was. Also, Paradox is getting kind of screwed by confusion here. This is not going well for him. I think that was a Swagger Suicune?
Yep. One of these guys got fire earlier.
Yeah. Enormous. That movement is actually slower. By like a couple frames. You just want to go straight down to the stairs.
Yep.
Ripping over the thing is slower.
That darn jump animation.
And also just additional turn frames.
Yeah, that too. Why is he using high jump kick on a muck?
I don't know. I think it was just a misclick. Trying to learn T-Punch. This thing has had a godly special moveset.
Yeah.
Crunch, T-Punch, Sacred Fire, Surf. This is like a Lapdos or something would be monstrous.
Yeah, I did
Who's
not
calling
remember
him? I didn't know you could get called at a Pokemon Center.
Yeah, you can. It's a map with the cell service.
You have Fire stopping in the Olivine shop here.
Yep. Doing the standard shopping, picking up super potions and super repels.
I started just skipping that at this point.
I always get the super repels because, you know...
It's... Well, I mean, I also... If I have to go through Ice Path, then I'll generally grab 2 or 3 for Ice Path.
Well, I mean, they help get you through areas like Eden Cave if the puzzles are on the card.
I mean, to be fair, at this point in the card, I'm usually like lacking in info, so I'm just like, well, I might as well just not repel. But that's because of my tendency to blitz and not really a thing. So it's just a playstyle thing.
Yeah. There's a Clefairy Burnt Tower, by the way.
Mm-hmm. However, Paradox already has that Jigglypuff that he's evolved.
So I've mentioned this before, but it's when surfing to sign what I believe is actually a little bit faster to start from the tile right next to the last here.
Oh yeah, yeah it is. I wasn't gonna mention it because it's just a minor thing, but yeah, you start next to the last, basically surf down onto the rotator there, and then go left when you hit her. Well, we'll see how it is as far as steps when seeing where his repels went out.
Yeah, because the strat that we just described, the repel wears
hold
off
up,
literally the tile before you land. Okay, so it's about the same.
So it's about the same, yeah. I think it just requires more movement to get there.
Yeah.
It might be about the same. Whatever.
I don't know. I just muscle memory to the tile right next to the girl, but that's mostly because I learned from keys.
They're trying to learn Pursuit. That's not gonna help. This Kingler's had a pretty awful moveset, honestly. I probably would have taught Headbutt in the second slot just to have a reliable attacking move that's stronger than Sludge and can flinch. That is a Fire Blast Starmie. Well, here we have the reason why running Scizor is not fantastic.
So, not only does it have Fire Blast, but I think it outspeeds. So, he's not getting past this.
Well, he absolutely can if it misses. That's literally his option here, is it misses and he deals with Shadow Ball.
Well, it hasn't missed yet. I think it's 85 accuracy?
Yep. Just to spam revives and pray that it hits. Or it misses.
And that his move doesn't.
Yeah, well he's using Shadow Ball, so it won't.
That's 3.
That's 3, that's a reset. So he only needs to miss 1 out of 3 for him to be able to... Oh, and it's the double fight, so he has to go through this first fight every time as well.
Yep. Fortunately, it's just a ride-on.
Oh yeah, you can just surf it. It's dead. Oh, we have Grastoise over there on...
Yep, another thing that Paradox brought into this world.
I'm so glad that Grastoise is a thing. It's so accurate. it's grass-type Blastoise. There's Fire Blast number 1.
And that's another thing for my notepad. Fire Blast Starmie.
Another thing for the notepad. Fire dying to fire. The thing is, he can't even run it out of PP. He would have to go, Actually, wait, Fire Blast is 5... Yeah, the optimal strat here would just be to...
Withdraw everything from PC.
Yep. So just pull out a couple things, sack things to fire. He is doing exactly the same thing I did with the Giga Drain Suikin. He's just committing to...
Well, here's a strat that he's chosen to employ. Baiting the Fire Blast and switching to something else to burn that PP.
But, For this thing, he'll still have to be. Oh well, he
He stalled it.
Okay. Oh, because it fire blasted the Pupitar for some weird reason. Yeah,
the AI may have misclicked.
Yeah, the AI misclicked. If that hadn't happened, he would have had to do some shenanigans.
Logical explanation. Anyway, Stormy goes down.
Yeah, that lost him a lot of time, though.
And because I'm psychic, I predict that Chuck is going to have a Stormy, and it's going to be the 30.
Actually, wait a minute. Darn it. Wait, actually, it's in 2. Darn it, learns a move for 37. I was going to predict that it got its 1 level up move and taught over Fire Blast at level 30. But its 1 level up move is at 37.
It wasn't meant to be.
The meme is dead. I mean, it could just be a Starmie still, and you're like a genius, but. Oh, that's. Yeah.
That Mewtwo has Earthquake.
Yeah, that is a runnable Mewtwo, my friends. Because it has 1 single move, and that's how Mewtwo works.
Well, those right
there's trade info. That's guaranteed. It's very nice.
Yep. It's an easy trade to get to, too.
Mm-hmm. It's not like Blackthorn trade.
Yeah. Alright, so coming up on the Chuck fight, assuming things go well, Fire is going to be the first to pick up Fly.
Oh yeah. He can make pretty much it. I mean, unless it's like a really fast thing with flamethrower, then.
Or another Starmie.
Well, the Starmie he can beat by running it out of PP. Flamethrower he can't run out of PP.
Yeah, true.
So unless this Nidoqueen has flame, oh, he has speed anyways. It does have Confusory though, which is wonderfully annoying.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen Paradox get really screwed by Confusion this time. It looks like it might be happening though. He's good. He has healing items. Rover?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it was smart of Fire to pick up those potions in Olivine.
So Fire beating beating Chuck, picking up TMO1, which is an accuracy reducing move. Both of them didn't have it already. And speaking of things that are no longer useful, there's a Spearow for Noctowl Fearow.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a good candidate for
Force
I bet
on the card.
Yeah. But you know, Spear isn't one of 30 pokes that you need for the card.
I mean, technically everything is on the card.
Yeah, if we're using that. I mean, you know me.
I mean, someone will find this exchange very amusing.
We see both Fire and Paradox fighting the woman.
Yeah, that's not the usual strat.
But I suppose they don't need to go back up 39 for anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
Snore's not on the card.
As far as movement, it's just literally slower to fight the thing. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that Paradox would, given that his preference for like fighting the right twin and things like that.
Yeah. I think Fire just may have had a controller mishap at that spot.
Well, it's possible he just usually fights her as well. I wouldn't know.
I mean, the only time that I fight her is when I input left too late.
Mm-hmm. It's if 50 or if 50k. That's slightly showing my age of these things, but if Game
Yeah, I
Corner
know what
pokes
you
on the
mean.
card, I oftentimes fight both of them because it's an easy fight and they're 2,000 each.
Oh look! I heard you like duplicate TMs.
Nice. No, duplicate Perish song TM. Interesting hesitation here. I think he was thinking about going to do something else to obscure his position a bit. But no, it looks like he's just going to go get the shiny. Which will let Paradox know exactly where Fire is.
And it's a tentacle.
Tentacle.
With
A friend.
slightly greenish gems instead
Yeah,
of the red ones.
it has green orbs now instead of red ones. And it's dead.
It has good special
Goodbye,
defense.
Tentacle, we hardly knew ye.
It does. Tentacle tends to have good special defense, but
Oh yeah, it has
not so much on
amazing
the
special
physical
defense.
side. And
For,
unfortunately, Shadow Ball is physical in Gen 2.
Yep. And so high jump kick will probably be the play here. And he misses it. And it digs. Just through. This is going nowhere.
This train of events.
Yeah, Surf will do nothing to it. His glare. This thing is so annoying.
Oh look! Something that would have been useful 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, especially for Paradox.
Speaking of Paradox, he's going to come up against the Fire Blast army in a
Which shouldn't give him any problems at all.
none at all.
Just strength it. Be an easy to hit KO, unless it has T-Bolt. God, that would be a loaded Starmie. Alright, we have our dex check here. Bellsprout.
Beam Island and
Nope.
Union.
There is no Bellsprout. Next. Mewtwo.
Beam Island.
Nope, there is no Mewtwo. So we have no information on anything on the card. That's kind of unfortunate.
I love
Okay.
this.
All things considered, Union Cave isn't technically the worst place something can be, so that might not be.
It's only 30 slots, not nearly as
Yeah,
many as Beam
it's
Island.
only 30 slots.
Yeah, Beam
What
Island
was that
being
for?
like
That was
67,
for,
I think 65. I forget.
What's that for? Oh, that was a Bellsprout for trade, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really important spot. Well, I mean, in so much as it gives them literally a bingo, which is kind of important at this point.
Yeah.
And EV Bill's poke is Venomoth. Venomoth is not helpful. I like him picking up the number here. That's something I tend to do.
Yep.
And it... Oh, okay. I like this from Paradox, since he picked up the experience share and Fire did not. He's actually giving the Butterfree Shucky that had 2 non-TM damaging moves the thing to an attempt to get it a third.
Meanwhile, Fire going for his radar card. I think he's going to go for the TMs in the department store after this.
Okay, I was looking for radio card on the card. I was like, where is it?
Yeah, it's a radio card, not map card.
Map card doesn't even exist anymore, is the saddest thing. Well, that would... Oh, wait, that's really good, actually. That's his third non-TM damaging move, meaning,
And I think he already has Flash.
Yep. Indeed he does.
So that was a very worthwhile play.
Although, that doesn't actually help him, because Mewtwo doesn't exist.
Yeah, he'll find that out eventually.
Yeah. Wow, that's... Huh.
Now he sees the bill spread and will be equally disappointed once he checks it.
This is why I don't start anything until I check its dex location. This is the exact reason why I do that. Because it informs my routing decisions whether I want it to or not, and I don't want to risk it being inaccessible. Nope, there's TM46. That's really nice.
Yep, that
The department
opens
store
column
TM.
1 wide open.
Yep, there's a decent, and that, yeah.
That's the second time I've said that today. Opens wide open.
Yes. Which is a really weird statement. Nah, I'm not going to get into this. That could have been like a 15-minute tangent right there.
So it looks like Paradox is going to... Sorry,
You're
Fire is
welcome.
going to do his Violet City run.
And there's a good chance that Paradox will end up picking that TM up, given that it's where you have to go to buy the TMs anyways.
The reason, by the way, why I keep calling Fire Paradox is because I'm watching him on multi-Twitch, and his stream has versus Paradoxical Remedy.
Yep, that's the exact same thing that's been happening with me as well.
We are
I'm
one
enjoying
of
the
the
victim. I am also using Paradox's version of the card, which is why I've commented on his marking it.
Yeah.
Teaching Fly to Kingler. Definitely better than Sludge, because there's nothing that Sludge covers that Fly's not.
Yeah, Fire not saving before these guys.
Yeah.
With the
Well, I mean, I guess he's catching them for 30 owned.
Yeah. With the trap Pokemon, you can't run from them.
Yep.
You have
You
to
have
either
to catch or
kill
kill
them
them.
or catch them.
He's lucky this Typhlosion didn't have stab. He's lucky this Typhlosion didn't have stab.
Oh my god. Lucky, please.
That was almost intentional. By which I mean it was completely unintentional, but listen. I'll take what I can get. Fire just paralyzed the normal Sudowoodo, as he had Sacred Fire on his main. Paradox could have paralyzed it with Spark from a Wigglytuff, but didn't for some reason that I'm still not sure of.
May have just forgotten about it.
I mean, he literally used Spark on it.
Perhaps he felt behind and decided to just forego it for now. Hope to find an actual Sudowoodo later. You know, tier 2 Groff Strats.
Little
Shout out to
bit.
Aldo, by the way.
It's gotta be really confusing to people who don't get that. Just not to, with the like stream being
Come
ahead.
on. Most of us are being chat here.
Well, there's one Electrode to kill for Fire there.
Yep. Now remember that Paradox killed
Has
an actual
killed Electrode.
Electrode.
Meaning that if both of these are things on the card,
Well,
okay, maybe
this
yeah.
isn't. That's going to be Fire's second dead Electrode.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a Miltank.
Oh, well, that's really good for him. Okay, so we have a mixer. You're welcome, everyone. We are finally on a reasonable time.
Hold on. That's reloading it on my end.
Okay. So, Paradox running into the Tentacool. That was on time.
I still don't have a mixer.
Did you not get the PM?
Oh, Randometer. Why is
Yeah.
he using 4? Whatever.
Because 2 probably wasn't working.
Possibly.
And 4 actually is the other race done? Oh, it is.
Yes. Okay, neat.
Okay. The other race is done. It looks like
Ragai won.
Ragai won.
So
Yep.
Articuno was the answer.
Articuno was the answer.
Better kill the multi-twitch before I go insane.
We're free.
We're no longer
I'm sure
psychic!
Chat, is finally, like, overjoyed that we are not confusing the heck out of them.
Yeah. By the way, the only reason why I was able to capture the Romer's cries was because I was getting my audio from Fire the whole time.
I actually think the little bear meme predated that in. That is a really nice type of not relevant at all, but that had psychic. And that had self-destruct. That mill tank had self-destruct the whole time.
Wow. That stab self-destruct, I think.
Terrifying is what that is.
Yeah, not so much for Fire because he resists it, but that would have meant having to find a mill tank elsewhere.
I mean, he could have just reset. He saved for it. Yeah, it was a quotation marks electrode with boom.
Okay,
Commentary raid.
Hi.
Hey guys.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear us okay?
Yep, can hear you guys just fine. Figure it's jump in, see how you guys were doing down here.
Well, they're both running. Okay, so Fire's running a Scizor, Paradox is running a. Oh, is he bought it?
Double commentary raid. Just kidding, I'm going to bed. Good night, guys.
There you go. So Fire's running a Scizor. Fire's slightly ahead in progress right now. Paradox is running a Kingler. All the information was terrible.
Yeah, so they saw a Mewtwo and a Bellsprout. They're both in Meme Island.
Yeah.
The Bellsprout info is slightly
Also
less terrible.
It's also in Union. But yeah, there's some shenanigans going on here.
Yeah. One of the electrodes was melting with self-destruct.
Yep.
Thanks for the shout out in chat, by the way, Mizzle. Be sure to give these awesome commentators a follow.
Also give Mizzle a follow, because he is, like, the commentator.
Yeah.
Who has saved many a stream from being silent.
So, Paradox getting the bad news about Mewtwo.
And also the bad news about Bellsprout. We see him just pausing on the Bellsprout now. Does he have any health or info? Oh, he has mill tank info. That's also not even good.
Oh, Sprout Tower.
Sprout Tower isn't terrible, but like that's not fantastic.
Alright, well, they put me on the stream, so I'm joining you guys for the rest of the race.
Alright.
Alright.
I guess this is commentating with us now.
Fizzlesticks, everyone.
Alright,
Mizzle
3-man
the
team.
whole time.
There we go, let's go. 3-man team, let's do it.
Yeah.
Does this mean I could go to sleep now?
No. You're never allowed to sleep again.
No. Your name goes up, it doesn't come down.
Everyone who has ever commentated is now contractually obligated to commentate every other match. We're eventually just gonna have like 20 people on commentary every time.
Yeah, Garf's gonna have to bring a sleeping bag.
I like that he jumped in and like just straight bailed. Alright, so Fire's heading for Lugia's room.
Mm-hmm. That'll give us the first bingo once he gets it. Is just not repelling through here, but because he knows that Mewtwo and Bellsprout are here.
Yeah.
With Garf with the next level strats.
Next level
God, he's
streak,
so
sleep
good.
strat, man.
What is Paradox looking for?
Paradox is looking for the mill tank.
Oh, that is here? Okay. Missed
Oh,
that.
they took my name down.
Well, you're free to go.
Alright, you have fun, guys.
You've been unshackled. Fire picking
You're
up
free
a
of that
killer.
nerd Mizzle now. Oh wait, he's still in chat. Mizzle's a really cool dude.
so Fire picked up a shoulder in Lugia's room.
He's also catching a Slowking here. Or murdering it horribly. I don't know if he expected anything else there. Oh, wait. No, now we have a different
Did
nerd.
someone say not wanting to have a third intrusive commentator?
Hi, Hulk.
Hi, Hal.
Hey, fellas.
Oh,
So this is Hulk, the other person who saves streams with having no commentary.
Hell yeah.
oh my god, that is
Ooh.
Sacred Fire far-fetched.
Let's go, Hulk.
Let's go, Hal.
Alright, I was just memeing. I have to go, though.
Of course you were. What else would you be doing? We were grabbing commentators of the future. Oh,
There's...
Fire just found Skiplin.
That is a white.
Yep.
And by a white, I mean a Pokemon that we had absolutely no info on prior to this. And
Also,
that
just
is also a dead Caesar.
Dying to a scythe, to a freaking Skiploom. You can't throw the dump button, Fire. Ooh. Okay, however, Paradox just found Celebi. So they both just luck-sacked into something.
My goodness. So, Paradox is his first bingo. Fire's his first bingo for a short while.
Yeah, they both, like, have, adjacent bingos.
But, Paradox's bingo, I think it's a little bit more valuable.
Yep. However, that Fluffy Skipling really helps. Well, actually, does it? Because he doesn't have that trade poke info, and he doesn't have,
Well, I mean, Union Cave, but...
Yeah, okay. He has terrible trade poke info, and he hasn't done Flash yet. He doesn't have the,
Yeah, and also minimum catch rate.
Yeah, minimum catch rate's a lot. Paradox is having some trouble looking for this Miltank. He's probably not going to feel great when he sees the Electrode if he does that. Although he could skip out on that entirely by just going to 37 and beating Electrode there. Which would save him from the crushing despair of spending all this time looking for...
Who's calling me?
Who's calling him?
So first going to be picking up the TM and King's Rock in here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe check a few encounters?
I think he's just not repelling, because he realized he doesn't have the info.
I mean, Ammonite Kabuto Aerodactyl would be a...
Yeah, that would be the holy grail of this card. Venonat Paris also isn't bad. Although he does not have Clefable Wigglytuff info, I don't believe.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Paradox has seen Jigglypuff and Clefairy. He is not having a good time finding this Miltank. I mean, it's nice because he found the Celery anyways, but...
I think Miltank's gonna end up being the 10% that never was.
Poor Paradox. I'm not actually... yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. This isn't even a great goal for him to get. He doesn't have Omanite Kabuto Aerodactyl info, and he skipped up on he skipped up on the Sudowoodo. So this could potentially be a massive waste of time for him. Honestly, after finding the Celebi, I probably would have bailed on looking for it. Because that opens up things much more easily.
Hmm.
Well, he has no... yeah, because... Fire marked Miltank right after defeat 2 Electrodes.
Yeah, so he probably knows.
Yeah, he would have to.
Or maybe he
I
just
was
wasn't
thinking
paying
that.
attention.
Yeah, that's one thing he
Probably
definitely
thinks that
did.
Fire just roped out of there. Skip the TM.
Celery was in Sprout Tower, 3rd floor. Paradox, he didn't forget, he just, like, decided to just not do it. Just to save time. Which could end up biting him in the butt.
Yeah. You'll have to remember that throughout this whole race so far, Paradox was playing from behind.
Yeah, 2-3 standard and then fly skipping, apparently.
Yep. It's fighting a standing trainer, getting info from that trainer,
And then
trying to
deciding
fly
to-
skip, and failing miserably. By forgetting to get strength.
Your voice fly skip and flies on the card. That sounds like a medic thing.
Yeah. I think Medic actually did that once. I think
Uh,
Fire tried to.
Oh. Yeah, that's Sacred Fire, far-fetched.
Yep.
Oh right, I forgot about that missile.
Yeah, there's movement that you can do to just completely avoid.
Yeah. Fire does not have anything with 3 non-damaging moves yet. The non-damaging moves.
It's fairly easy to avoid both Russell and Anthony. So,
Man,
I
Paradox.
can see how that would be missile strat.
This is just a huge, like, time sink for Paradox. Like, even if he needed it. Oh, he had. Fire had Clefable info, so. Yeah, that's.
It's 38.
I'm not sure I would. Oh, hitting.
And he forgot which row this Cold Trainer female was on.
Top and bottom. Yeah. Yeah, this is just a potential huge time sink with most likely very little reward for Paradox. And it wouldn't even be necessary if he had made the connection between...
Fire just did something pretty risky, which is high jump kicking.
Kicking a Chansey, yeah.
Yeah.
High jump kick damage when you miss is based on the damage you would have dealt, meaning if you hit, a chance you're blissy with it. And if you miss, you're taking a lot of damage. Especially when you're significantly lower level than you. I've died from trying to high jump kick a level 3 Chansey before. There's just
double checking that.
yeah. Fire checking the V2 for praying. Oh, he finally found the real tank. Or the, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Moo.
was super not worth it.
He's gonna head down for the electrodes
Mm-hmm.
and realize that he just wasted 10 minutes of his life.
Yep. Like, honestly, like, I want to feel bad, but I kind of don't, because that was just, like, bad decision making, honestly. I feel pretty confident in saying that. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Neither of them have a path to finish. Fire doesn't have Mewtwo Miss Celebi info. Paradox doesn't have Fluffy Skiploom info. Trader Poke info is terrible. They don't have Venet Paris info. They don't have Omanite Kabuto Aerodactyl info. This is just...
Well, here's what I predict. Fire is going through Ice Path with that repels. I predict that he is going to hit a Voltorb. Or not a Voltorb, but an Abra.
Okay.
Specifically an Abra.
I predict that the level 30 is going to be an Aerodactyl. I'm not 45. But the level 30 in Dark Cave is going to be a Paris, and they're going to go for different ones.
Ooh, that would make things interesting. But they're going to see the same thing, which is
Paradox, forgot to talk to Lance. Oops.
And Fire messed up the boulder
Wow.
puzzle.
Okay, they both.
They both oopsied.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When the Aerodactyl / Paris are marked, they'll be marked at the same time as 3 level 30.
3 level 30s.
So,
For each of them.
giving each of them the complementary information.
Interesting. Yeah, that would be an interesting dynamic. Oh no, Paradox, save yourself. Oh no. My sweet summer
Yee.
child.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And he is doing
he's
it.
going the trap route, which is... Huh.
Surprising.
I haven't seen this in, like, since I did it before knowing the other route.
Oh no!
It's
The
back!
zombie's back!
Run!
Get out! Get out of there! Okay.
Flee! And now Fire's putting up repels. I do not agree with that. Like, hitting...
I don't think you're supposed to see this Stormy ever again.
I was about to say, hitting random pokes during the boulders is kind of terrible, but like he cannot afford to miss out on any information. He does not have a path right now. He has a path to 1, 2, 3, counting the trade poke. 3 bingos. 4 if he finds a poke with multi-amp damaging moves. That is not great.
And we're like an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
Being this far from a path to Cinco is just...
Not a good feel. I can't imagine either of these runners are really feeling confident right now. Like, Fire's ahead in both goals marked and progress, but I'm pretty sure he's seeing that, like, Mewtwo Mew Celebi, and it's just like, where did he get it?
He's probably like, why is Paradox so good at video games?
Now he's looking for the Fable. Yeah, this is just... Like if you want an actual prediction from me, I think not marking Burn, Paralyze, Poison, Sudowoodo is what's going to cause Paradox to lose here, if he loses.
Yeah.
Because, that, oh no, the pain. The pain.
There it is.
Staring him in the face. But that essentially marks off 2 otherwise perfectly doable bingos for him until he finds it. Until he finds a random Sudowoodo. Which he can't afford with a card this stingy with information.
I mean, we should know that skipping the Sudowoodo is a bad strat.
Yeah.
It cost Garf a race.
Yeah. So let's see. With that, he would have 1, 2, 3, 4. He would actually have 5 available bingos if. Or actually, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he would have 5 available bingos if he didn't do that, counting the trade information. I strongly disagree with doing it, and I think he's really kicking himself for it too. This is why I never skip that goal,
Also,
even when it trolls me into oblivion.
Shadow's the minimum catch rate.
Shoutouts to minimum catch rate.
Oh, that's where the Fable info came from.
Ah, that does make sense. Yeah, it's like...
It's
And
hilarious that Paradox is fighting the Fable as Fire marks it. And there's the call from
he
Bill.
used Spark on it. He literally used it on it. Like, he clearly knew. And he even knew that, like, he had a way to reset to do it, because the Sudowoodo didn't kill. I mean, like, there's no reason to harp on this too much at this point. I think we kind of... Yeah. And he definitely knows at this point as well. And then there's the chance that just, like, none of this ends up mattering because he just runs into a random one.
Alright, so Fire's gonna go for the level 30 now.
Yep.
putting the shiny up front and using a repel.
Mm-hmm. You can essentially guarantee.
He's at 28 don't, so just needs 2
Yeah.
more Pokemon for this middle goal.
That'll give him his second bingo. It's a Mankey. You were both wrong. Well, actually, I could still be correct. Oh, it has Roar. Nice.
So,
Although, technically speaking, the optimal play here would be to go to the to Dark Cave, because he already knows that this doesn't give him information, and otherwise it doesn't give him a bingo. Or it doesn't, like, help him at all.
yeah,
So it would
plus
just be an
there-
additional chance to get information.
Plus there is a TM in Dark Cave anyway.
Yeah. And this is why I think he should have taught Headbutt significantly earlier.
Yeah.
Because he could just rebuy the TM there. And meanwhile, Paradox, as the card is spoiled for us, did find TM46 down in the basement.
Yep.
So if he finds Flaffy Skiploom info, with Trade a Poke info, that does give him a path, as does Omanite Paris, or Omanite Kabuto, for both of them, but... So, he actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 potential Pokemon to find out of 256 to find. 250. 256.
251.
Well, unknown.
I mean, if he wanted, he could do a puzzle.
Yeah, I guess. What is Fire looking for? Oh, he's looking for... What are you looking for here? I guess he's just looking for slots here.
Yeah.
If he looked up something without
I mean,
noticing, or possibly confusing Slowpoke well with... Oh, Spore... Oh, it has
Roar and Roar.
2 non-TM damaging moves. Not quite. In my head, I just mixed up Thrash and Splash for a second. I was like, oh, there's his 4 TM, but very different moves.
Check
Yeah, because
what-
he's already been here, hasn't he?
He deposited his strength poke.
Huh. Well, hopefully that's not the case, and... Oh, he's counting his TMs.
Yeah, it's 18.
Alright. Yeah, we have Paradox going down to Lugia's room. Maybe he could find Flaffy here, or he could find Skiploom here.
We'll see.
Well, there's Centric, that's not relevant. It's adorable, but not relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that adorable.
Ferret Scooter.
Yeah.
Speaking of ferret, there's Kadabra.
That just like gave me whiplash, because like my first thought was it's a Mewtwo. No, it's a different psychic type. It's an Abra. No, it's a different Abra line.
Oh.
The Madman.
How
The
does he
absolute
do it?
madman. Going into the water. I think this is an extension of his like play style of trying to go for things other people wouldn't. Also, he could have just like metagamed Flaffy Skiploom being here.
Yeah. So what does this do for him?
That means he can win if he finds that Bellsprout. This is what it
Yeah.
does for him. Call 2, Call 3, BLTR, row 2, and row 4.
Well, he doesn't have Venom at Paris, so
Sorry, TLPR. I misspoke.
yeah.
Okay, so it looks like he's just looking for encounters here, like Fire did. Which is interesting. I haven't seen that strat at all before. That's a Dratini at level 23. That might be a better idea than... No, that's not a better idea than... the Bellsprout.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I
takes
I
a while
wonder
to
if
get it
this
up
is-
to level 30 to evolve.
don't catch the CB. You already have 3. Thank you. Oh, there's a duck.
Shut
Is
up!
he looking for? Is he looking for Bellsprout here? Because I think he left Lugia's room. Unless he just went onto the land. I think he's checking encounters in Whirl Island. The absolute madman. Oh no, okay, he was just checking a couple. Scared me for a sec. Like, dude, you have a path at this point. He just
Well,
needs to...
I think
Oh.
I know what he's doing now.
Oh, he's doing the paradox strat.
Well, no, he's doing these encounters first, but then he'll get to the paradox play.
Going to Tojo Falls.
Paradox has been doing a
Yeah,
lot of 251 races maybe, so he might just be thinking along
Do
the
the
lines of
251
251 strats.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
this is... I'm still a little confused as to what Fire... Because Fire's, like, doing this as if he's looking for something, but he's not doing it like he's just checking a bunch of slots for no reason. He's, like... Unless he found information on something while I wasn't looking, and is just, like, trying to find it. I'm really hoping that he doesn't, like... that he didn't mix up
Yeah.
Suffolk Well and Union
That would
Cave.
be tragic.
Yeah. So that would be like forgetting to burn Paralyzed Poison Pseudo Widow tragic. Let's see, 30 on will give him 3. Yeah, trade a poke in King's Rock. We'll just finish. That would probably be much more efficient than... I mean, I don't begrudge him checking slots in Tojo. It's worked out for him enough, and at this point, he really doesn't want to have to look through Union
Yeah,
Cave.
Tojo is one of those places that won't show up on the Pokédex in this mode.
Why was he checking his trade ID? Huh. Well, that's the thing that can be on the card, but is not.
Unfortunate. On both sides. So...
Yeah. That's hilarious. His play working out, and he already made a different play that worked out harder. I love it.
Press 1 if you hate video games.
Press 1 if you love video games.
No, then I'll get confused. Are you saying 1 because you hate them or 1 because you love them?
That's the point.
Why you do this?
It looks like he was just checking a couple things. I would go straight to Union Cave and just start looking. It's a lot of slots, it's a lot of potential information, and you know, somewhere in there, there is a Bellsprout. Just waiting to be traded. Yeah, I would say that Paradox is in a better spot now.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
It's that Burn Paralyzed Poison did a lot to put him back, but he clawed his way back by finding that Celebi and finding those skip looms. Oh yeah, he also picked up Game Corner while Fire, or picked up the coin case while Fire did not. I mean, he has access to a couple slots here that, or a couple of potential pokes here that Fire doesn't.
I mean, Fire already checked.
Meryl's, oh, he did? Okay,
Yeah.
I did not see that then. I saw him go to Bill, I just did not see him.
Yeah, he went to Bill
Picked that up.
straight from seeing the garbage in the game pointer.
Okay. Never mind then. Does... I disagree with this.
I mean,
He should just be going to Union.
yeah.
It's just as likely as anywhere else to have information, and the more he's doing this, the more he's squandering that Celebi. potentially saving his butt.
How many slots has Fire seen in the water here?
I have no idea, honestly. Well, here's the thing: they've already been to Kanto, or at least
Well,
Paradox.
Paradox has.
And I believe he's seen all the slots in the water. I have no idea what Fire's doing.
Well, there's the other half of Furicadabra.
Yeah, hi. Oh, well,
Oh.
there's a useless Tauros.
Okay, well, that's the last slot there.
I saw something that usually is on the card, and... Well, listen, you should have specified. There's a Pikachu. Yeah, it's... Just go to Union Cave.
I think the correct play would have been to select early Kanto at the start.
Yes, yes. Well, we already know Bellsprout's in Union Cave.
Yep. Because it's that kind of random. Also, I think Paradox is doing great strats.
No. No. I
Great
mean, this
strats
might be
into great
faster.
strats.
This might literally be faster. Is the saddest thing.
Yeah. So you get to see just how painful
We might get.
Gen 2
I
breeding
think
is.
this would actually be the first usage of intentional breeding strats in a tournament race. No?
Nope.
He didn't catch. Okay, so he was just catching the Muhim Bell just to catch it then.
It's holding an item.
Oh, actually, you know, it's not a bad idea because it's a Pokemon you can evolve.
Yeah, progress towards 30 owned.
Yeah. And he does need that to finish. The Fire has resorted to just moving around instead of sweet scenting.
Fire! Double check the Bellsprout.
Paradox, just go to the frickin' Bellsprout. This is painful.
What's even more painful is the lag coming from Paradox.
Yeah, it's pretty snormsy.
Oh my goodness.
Where? Oh yeah, he's grabbing his leaf stone to... as well. Yeah, Medic, welcome to this. Whatever this is. You're here now with us. Welcome to the darkest timeline. Oh, Fire's finding out.
That's not Slowpoke well, that's Union Cave.
He still
It-
thinks
it's
it's
a
Slowpoke. though.
Fire! Come on!
Fire is way too experienced
I just
to not know this kind of thing.
I just realized that I shattered fire in the building.
Oh my god.
Whoops. I hope no one heard that.
Dang it, because... yeah.
It's like, oh my god, fire! Run!
Where are you going now? I guess he's just checking slots.
He's trying to find that Venom at Paris. I think
Yeah.
that's his... Or maybe the, Alright, Kabuto. The Aerodactyl.
Yeah, I guess he's...
It's gotta be his route.
yeah. It's... See, here's the thing. I absolutely understand, the just checking random slots. Like, that's... at this point, that's a pretty reasonable thing. You could do that while looking in Union Cave for just, like, the chance that one of those random slots is well, okay.
Oh, wow.
What a freaking
Wow.
I'm offended that this worked. A bra has been spotted.
Indeed. So
Sure.
now all he has to do is go all the way back to Goldenrod. So, let's see. That plus King's Rock is row 2.
And I think
All
Fire
the-
has finally realized that it. No, he. Fire. Listen.
That's not the guy. There he is.
That's the guy.
It's the Doug trio. And I think he's...
Imagine if it was like a Venat Paris or something.
Yeah. Fire is doing a medic here.
Yeah, Fire, and I realized. Yep. Watch as Fire runs into the Bellsprout like first. No, that's not it either.
No.
That's not it either, Fire. That's wrong in a different way. Oh my god. Imagine if he finds like a Dragonair here or something. Please, guys, just learn your encounter slot. Learn your map slots.
Okay, he sees
Oh,
it at 33.
Okay, you know what? If you don't know it, that's...
He did... Eh.
See, I was in the middle of complimenting him on, if he doesn't know it, checking it in the decks and seeing if this is where it
To be
is.
fair, the marker for 33 and the marker for Union Cave are extremely
is.
close together.
Yeah, they are. But if you're already there... and we have Paradox getting... Okay, never mind. That
He's
isn't
getting
nearly
King's
as funny
Rock.
as I thought. I thought he was checking here just to finish here. Because, like, he's a spot memes.
Yeah. We know
Oh.
that there's nothing here.
Yeah. But, you know, there's Pokemon here. Yep. And Fire now knows. And now Fire's just checking slots.
Yeah. It's...
But nothing will get him, essentially, an instant win.
Yeah. Kind of sad to see Fire go down this way.
hmm But I mean, it would have been sad if Paradox went down just due to her getting Burn Paralyzed to do the other way.
Hi, Kenya.
Hi, Kenya. Bye, Kenya. I don't believe we do.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen it yet. At least not recently.
I mean, Fire at this point is basically just checking, like, uncommon slots to check, which, again, isn't a bad play. Especially because at this point, he can't rely on Trade Poke, meaning that Union Cave is a little less, like, appealing. He needs a Makuto over Nat Paris.
Yes, Fire was weak with 2 Caesar.
I mean, he chose a poke that was weak to himself. What did he expect?
Well,
I
there's
mean, Paradox does
AFK.
have a lot to catch, apparently. He has 22 owned. And if minimum catch rate is as terrible as it appears to be,
Well, he has 82 Pokeballs. I think he'll be fine.
yeah. Well, I mean, it could just waste enough time for Fire to luck sack and all of the things he needs, theoretically speaking.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He's going to Dark Cave?
Yep.
Not 45.
He also keeps forgetting that, Shucky... Pokemon
Nice
with sweet
10%. You missed a thing, Keith. So, first of all, Paradox, forgot to burn.
Oh my god!
Oh, I guess this is.
Yeah, gender doesn't matter in speed choice.
Yeah, it doesn't actually matter. So basically, Paradox
Simultaneous catch.
skipped out on burning paralyzing poisoning Pseudo, lucked into a Abron 46, despite the fact that he had Bellsprout info that was in Union Cave. Speaking of Union Cave, you see what Garf says right there. Fire did not realize where Union Cave was, apparently. And still hasn't gone there. Meanwhile, Paradox found Celebi on the 3rd floor of Slowpoke Well, looking for Miltank Tauros when it was the 3rd electrode, and Fire marked it immediately after marking defeat 2 electrodes. Yeah, he double-checked Fire double-checked the map multiple times.
Yeah, he just
didn't know it.
He just doesn't know. And we're going to grill him in the interview on that.
They both lucked into Skiploom in the same place in Lugia Room Water. And then Paradox went to Tojo and then immediately lucked into Skiploom again.
Yeah. Because,
And,
you know, it's Paradox.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fire is probably going to be checking all of the slots.
And,
Main
oh,
Island.
he's going to Whirl Islands. Paradox is at 23, 24 at this point. Well, he might. Yeah, okay. Listen to Mizzle. Mizzle knows more things. Mizzle knows all.
The Mizzle is all knowing. And I don't think Fire has enough Pokeballs to get past minimum catch rate.
I mean, that's really not his concern. At this point, he just... Oh, 26. I guess you could check there. I've never considered checking there. It's just a bit slower than going to Pokedex.
Yeah, Fire.
Actually, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3...
Stop forgetting
You're
where
right. If he gets Aerodactyl, Fire just straight up wins. Or if he gets something like Kabuto Aerodactyl.
Yeah.
He just straight up wins. So he's not out of this yet. That's 27 for Paradox.
Yeah, we just need a super.
This
lucky
is... Oh yeah, Mewtwo would also just win him it.
Yeah, Roku and
Wow. This is
This is a
closer than I
race.
thought. Yeah, this is a race again. Wow, this is just shenanigans. The Game of Throws. What a fantastic description of this match. The Game of Throws. So this is just a case of who gets the respective thing. Oh god, it's big Omanite!
No.
No!
Wrong size.
It's big Omanite. Breed strats! Oh, he's just buying them. Makes sense. Actually, I don't know why he
Yeah,
switched the PC if he did that. Didn't need to, but
there it goes.
GG. Ugh.
He finds his main.
There's the dot done from Paradox. See if we can get them in for an interview.
Alright.
Alright.
Keep your GGs coming in the chat.
Alright. We're gonna need someone else to pull Paradox in. I
High
can't.
fire.
There we go.
Jesus, I hated that card.
Okay, maybe.
We-
Okay,
Good.
so there's a whole lot to unpack here.
Yes, there is. I made some mistakes.
So first of all, Burn, Paralyze, Poison, Sudowoodo. You had Spark.
I did on a level 6 Wigglytuff.
But it survived the barrage and it had another attacking move.
It could survive a 2-hit barrage, but the Venusaur had 4 attacking.
It had Belly Drum.
Was Belly Drum the other one? Because it
Or-
did not want to. It did not want to
Yeah.
play this.
Yeah, it had 3 attacking moves.
Yeah,
So
it
you
was
could've-
faster than me, and I could only survive a 2-hit barrage. So
Yeah,
I
it-
figured best not to. I figured move on, deal with it later.
Alright.
And I want to say the alert that happened, I had my alerts turned off. I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Fire. Union Cave. That was Union Cave. Not
I
Union
am
Cave.
stupid. Now that I kept wondering about it, and I was like, okay, now I get why. Either way, it was not gonna make too much of a difference because I would still need one more gold that I didn't have anyway.
Yeah. So let me lay out for you what stuff that went on. So Fire, you found the mill tank as the 3rd electrode and marked it right after. Paradox, did you not notice, or were you just looking for encounter slots anyways?
I actually didn't notice.
Okay, so Fire.
Yeah, I
Paradox
thought to myself,
had
where did he find it?
mill tank info. Spent like 10 minutes looking for it in Sprout
It
Tower.
was a
And
freaking
Actually, I
10%.
was not looking for Mill Tank. I was looking for the Bellsprout.
13 out of 14 slots.
Yep, he took forever to find it, but he found the Celebi in 3rd floor of Sprout Tower, which is where Miltank was.
That was
Oh, man.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The yeah, like I said, Fire found it where you found it later. Okay. So
Well, I have a question for Fire. What did you think of that Stormy in Chuck's gym?
It landed, I think it was 8 Fire Blasts in a row or something like that.
I think so.
yeah, it was something.
Can I
like that.
ask?
Dude,
Can I ask what Fire was running?
He was running dice to himself. He was running Scizor.
listen, it was a pretty good scissor, okay?
Yeah, I mean the Scizor worked
Yeah.
out. Aside from that,
It was good until it ran into Fire Blast.
That would
Yeah,
explain why the Mewtwo wasn't an issue.
I mean,
Yeah.
even then, it was only like, what, a minute or 2? Maybe 3? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad.
That
I
first Mewtwo in Morty's gym had Thunder in it.
Oh, I
It
did
also had
not
Earthquake.
catch that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Earthquake wasn't a problem for me. I was
Yeah.
running Kingler.
Yeah, the Kingler was not fantastic. Honestly, it wasn't great until it picked up a rolling kick.
Yeah.
I'm okay. One thing, I am a little surprised that you didn't teach Headbutt, given that you could just buy it back for 20 TMs later.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
One of the things
because
that
you
I
were
thought
running
had
Cotton
was-
Spore until Strength, and you never once used it.
Also,
The-
Fire, we noticed early on in the race, I think like around 32 or something right before Union, you put a berry on Caesar. Was that a poison
Yeah, you
clear berry?
You put a Poison Cure Berry on Scizor.
Yeah, I put it because of muscle memory, and then
Yeah.
I immediately realized the mistake, and I was like, whatever, I'm not gonna go through another menu right now. I'll
It,
choose
it
it.
was very amusing, though.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I mean, just in case it hit me with Twin Needle, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Did he also find Viabra for the trade?
No, he found a Dragonair on Route 45.
Oh.
By the way, it was a Mayo Dragonair.
Yeah, and that doesn't even matter in speed choice.
Yeah.
That's
So
actually good to know.
Paradox, I really want to know why you didn't go to Union Cave for the Bellsprout. Because like
It was in Union Cave?
Yeah.
Did you just not realize?
I think I glanced over it and thought,
Oh,
I'm going to Meme Islands anyway.
that's kind of sad now.
I was hoping I would find Mew, Mewtwo, or Celebi because I knew it was in Meme Island, or perhaps Omanai, Kabuto, Aerodactyl.
Yeah, it's at the very end. He was in Whirl Islands, and he just needed Omanite Kuda, Aerodactyl, or Mewtwo Celebi to win.
And
it was
I
like,
found
oh.
an Omastar. I was so
Yeah,
mad.
that Obastar was just like, oh no, wrong Helix.
Yeah, because I had Kabutops early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Firefound and Omastar in Whirl Islands right before you finished.
Yeah, and we were all chanting breed threats, breed threats.
I was
Oh, it
seriously
is in Union.
considering it like way earlier, like half an hour ago. I was seriously considering maybe if I breed it will be faster, but nah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this was so bad.
Well,
Yeah.
so
Shucky was at least useful.
Yeah.
So, Tech, question for you.
Okay.
What are you
Oh.
hoping to see in your next match with Paradox?
Not this. The opposite of this.
That's fair.
Take everything that happened here and just like turn it inside out, and that's the match I want. I'm down with that.
Yeah, this card was bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just like I really don't want this to be like.
And the starting areas in Aram were not friendly for getting a starter going.
Oh,
Yeah.
seriously.
I just rolled with the Kingler because it's strong enough that Sludge will deal with whatever. Too.
Yeah.
And
It worked out for the most part.
Yeah.
That's stab Bulbabeam too, which is...
It did, but 50 base special attack.
Yeah.
Eh.
It did its best.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was a thing, is what that was.
Yeah.
Also, there were there were several times when I was just shouting at my screen, fire! Don't do that! And
It's
I'm
like,
actually in a
wait
public building where shouting fire at random is not really a good idea.
We really have no one.
So I have you to blame for that.
Someone called the fire department. It's your
Alright,
So-
well,
This brings, for Paradox, this brings you up into, that wraps up our winner's side of top 8, with our winner semi matches being Montebank versus Herc, and Paradox versus me. Fire, you go down to the losers round 5, and I mean, you're in good company there with Snorms, Kizaron, and Medic all already.
See,
getting
I didn't want. I had no way I could lose because
Yeah, the top
if I
4
won, it was
players.
against-
Yeah.
dude, I'm so dead.
Well, your next match is going to be versus the winner of Cruel versus Easton,
Yeah,
which I
so,
believe
you know,
is which I believe is Thursday, I think, or Friday. Friday.
Yeah, I think it's on
Double check.
that day.
Yeah, it's
It's in the future.
Just for a few days.
And yeah, that is the state of our bracket right now.
quite
Yeah.
different from the last tournament, I would say.
Yeah. Do either of you two have anything else you want to comment on? Any thoughts?
I don't.
I have to ask, Fire, why didn't you go for TM?
I had 19. At that
Okay.
point, but I realized that sure, what would I do with a TM? I would still need one more go. So I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? Let me just keep YOLO in slots, and if I find Venom at Paris, sure, might as well get the TM and be done with it. But if I find Mewtwo, Celebi, or Omanai,
Then it would have
or
just
that-
been done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what. But I could have
Alright.
gotten it. I was also thinking about getting the Bellsprout and trading the Pokemon, and then getting my last TM there, but I didn't get the Bellsprout in the end. So
I will tell you, the Butterfree Shucky, if you leveled it up 3 more levels, that's where I got before non-TM, non-damaging.
oh
Yeah, that was
wondering about
really
that.
Yeah, it learned to move at 18.
Poison powder, I think.
Yeah.
Which,
So-
I mean, what kind of rando, right?
Yeah.
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 Again.
I didn't even think of that.
It was the best option I had at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, the Fire got a pretty early lead because of Faulkner walling you, Paradox. But
Yeah, the Ampharos with Razor Leaf.
yeah. You did end up needing 4 non-TM damaging moves through Sprout Tower, so it didn't actually end up losing you too much time.
Yeah, I needed it for 2 different bingos.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And needing it for the freaking Celebi, too.
Yep.
So, that said, I think we're pretty much good to wrap up here.
I
I'm
think
good.
so too. Let's thank our runners again.
Mhm.
Thank my co-commentator Technetium43.
Still not how you pronounce it.
It's Technetium, right?
Yeah, it is. It doesn't matter.
Technetium, got it.
Yeah, sure.
Good enough.
So, anyways, let's follow my co-commentator, Picalixalt.
Just enough.
Our restreamer for the day, Deathstar175. Follow all 4 of the Randomania channels. If you hadn't, you would have missed out on another race today, as we had a full house today. And of course, there's plenty of other things going on for Randomania channels, not just these Cinco Bingo matches, which will be going on more in the future. Yeah, there's, as he says, there's stuff going on right now. Check it out if you want. I highly suggest it.
One more quick thing. I got
Okay.
so thrown when Bry Guy dunned his other match.
Oh yeah, I thought.
Because
about
I
that.
saw it, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought for a second. Wait, hello?
Yeah. It gave me pause.
Yeah. Other than that, I think we're good to sign off here.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
the
watching.
race. And good luck on your future matches. Well, only
Good luck,
after
everyone.
Paradox. I think we're good.